Say, Andy, did you hear that whistle?
Sure did, Amos. That whistle means Rinso white, Rinso bright, Rinso new.
That's right. It means this is Sunday and we're on the air for Rinso with Solium.
Amos and Andy Show with Lou Lubin, Ernestine Wade, Johnny Lee, Jeff Alexander's music, and radio's all-time favorites, Amos and Andy. Yes, sir, the Amos and Andy Show, brought to you by Lever Brothers Company, makers of Rinso, the only soap that contains Solium. That's why Rinso gets your clothes whiter and brighter than new.
Rinso white, Rinso bright,
Rinso new.
happy little wash day song.
Since the Kingfish was turned down by the Army because of his physical condition, his wife Sapphire refuses to let the subject drop. Right now, as the Kingfish tries to read his paper, she brings up the matter again.
In the Army, you loafer.
Oh, now stop nagging at me, honey. It ain't my fault the Army decided my liver wouldn't stand frontline duty.
Well, think of my position after everybody was told that my husband was going in the Army to be a hero. I'm the laughing stock of all my friends.
Well, now, wait a minute. Don't blame that on me. People was laughing at you long before this Army come up. Now, will you please stop flapping your gums at me? I'm reading the paper here. Let me look in this.
Well, instead of reading the paper, you ought to be out looking for a job and trying to make some money.
Oh, listen, Sapphire, I can't go to work now, even if I wanted to, on account of the excess profit tax the government gonna put on.
What's the excess profit tax got to do with you?
Well, they ain't gonna let nobody earn more money than they has averaged in the last 3 years. I already done hit my limit. Quarter, I'll exceed the excess.
You always got some excuse.
Hey, wait a minute. What's this here in the paper in the personal column? $100 reward for information leading to the whereabouts of Andrew H. Brown. Write to Harold L. Watkins at 438 State Street, Elmira, New York.
Well, I ain't surprised somebody's looking for that low life.
Yeah, it do look bad. Elmira. Say, that's where Andy spent his vacation. Yeah, and $100 reward for him. That boy must have had a big time for himself up there this summer. Hey, where's my hat? I'm going down to Lodge Hall.
Now, just a minute, George. You ain't thinking of writing this, Mr. Watkins, and double-crossing Andy. Ain't you got no conscience?
Double-crossing Andy? Now, wait a minute. I guarantee, honey, that is the farthest thing from my mind. I'm going out now. Let me see now. If I write the letter to Mr. Watkins today, I ought to have the $100 by Wednesday. Well, sincerely yours. Well, that finishes the letter, all right. Now I'll put it in this envelope and I'll go down and mail it. Wait a minute here, though. I feel sort of funny. I wonder if I'm doing the right thing. After all, Andy's my pal. Yet on the other hand, I could use the $100. Still in all, turning your friend in. Hey, what is wrong with me here?
George.
Who that?
George, it's me. Your conscience. That's what's bothering you.
My conscience? Now, what you doing sneaking around here when I'm trying to turn a buck? Now, get away from here, will you?
George, Andy is your best friend. You can't betray him for $100.
Well, I wish it was 152, but you got to take what you can get, you know.
George, tear up that letter.
No, conscience, no. Now, look here, I need the money.
George, you heard what I said. I'm watching you.
Well, close your eyes just this once. I'll split the money with you. Now, will you do me that favor?
No, George.
Now, look, Conscience. Now, Conscience. I say, Conscience. Conscience, is you there? Conscience is gone. Well, I'll beat it down to the post office before you get back. Yeah, that's what
George, come back. I was just testing you.
You is the sneakiest, Conscience, the fellow ever had. Look, Conscience, maybe this man Watkins wants Andy for a will or legacy, something like that. Let me go up and feel the boy out before I mail the letter. I tell you what I'll promise you, Conscience. I'll say to Andy, I'll tell him the facts and let him decide for himself.
All right, George. That's the fair thing to do.
Oh, thanks, Conscience. I'll go up there and see Andy right now.
Hiya, Kingfish.
Hi, Brother Andy. Say, Andy, old pal, you wouldn't mind if I wrote a letter to Mr. Watkins up to Elmira and get $100? Of course you would now. Thanks a lot, old boy, and see you later.
Wait a minute. Come back here, Kingfish. In the middle of that gibberish, you done gibbed a word there to sound like Watkins.
Yeah, well, Andy, as a matter of fact, I see the ad in the paper. Now, a fellow named Watkins is looking for you, and... Say, Andy, what's the matter with you? Your eyes is popping out. You've got beads of water on your forehead there. You've got your mouth wide open. You look like a flounder that's just been gaffed.
Kingfish. Kingfish, this fellow Watkins has been looking for me for the last 2 months. And he's looking for me with a gun in his pocket, too.
Holy smokes, Andy, that's terrible. You mean he's out to decrease you? This whole thing happened when you took your vacation up at Elmira, huh?
Yeah, I'll tell you about it. You see, while I was up there at this hotel, after supper, the first night, I decided to sit out on the hotel porch.
Oh, you did, huh?
Yeah, it was dark out there, and there was nothing on the porch except uncomfortable-looking rocking chairs. But way down at the end, I spotted a big, overstuffed chair. So I made for that. Oh, me, I'm a little tired. Feels good to sit down here. Here I is.
Please, you're sitting on my lap.
Oh, excuse me, lady, excuse me. I couldn't see nothing with the lights out. I thought you was the stuffing.
Oh, that's all right. My name is Floribel Watkins.
Hell, no. Just a minute. I'll go get another chair.
Oh, you don't need to do that. You just stay right where you is.
Yeah. You know, Floribel, I was just thinking...
Oh, they switched the porch lights on. Now we can get a good look at each other.
Yeah, that would be a nice... So long, Floribel. So, Kingfish, that is how I first met Floribel Watkins.
Pretty ugly, huh?
Ugly. The prettiest thing on that gal's face was the mole on the top of her nose. She must have weighed 250 pounds.
A lot of blubber, huh?
Yeah, and you should have seen her down at the lake. She showed up in one of them bikini bathing suits. Boy, I tell you, Kingfish, she looked like bikini after the bomb done hit her.
Really mushroomed out, was she?
Yeah. I found out that she was one of them gals that is interested in social work, but actual, she's looking for a husband.
Yeah, well, if she was that bad, Andy, how'd you ever get messed up with her?
Well, I tell you, one day her brother was on the phone in the lobby, and I happened to eavesdribble in on the conversations. He was saying there...
This is Harold Watkins. Say, when the market opens tomorrow, I'd like you to buy 500 shares of General Motors and 500 shares of steel for my sister Floribel. Yeah, that's right. United States Steel.
Floribel,
Yes, Andy?
will you be my wife?
Oh, Mr. Brown, this is wonderful. But tell me, is this a real true love?
It is if the market holds up. Close it's true love.
Oh, Andy, I'll go right in and tell my brother.
Well, you know, Andy, it's funny how little things can make you realize you love someone. A fleeting glance, a crushed rose, an open bank book. But how come you never went through with the marriage?
Well, at the wedding rehearsal, I got another good look at Floribel's kisser. Kingfish, I figured right then and there that for me to break even on the deal, Steel would have to go up 900 points.
Mr. Dow Jones would have to blow his top, huh?
Yeah. So I lit out of there, and that's the last I don't ever see to her. Her brother and his gun has been looking for me ever since.
Well, Andy, thank goodness you told me, because I was going to send a letter to Mr. Watkins and get the $100. I didn't know it was nothing like this. I'm going right back to the lodge and tear that letter up now.
Yeah, well, you better, Kingfish. Because if you mailed it and Mr. Watkins killed me, I'd come over and beat you to a pulp.
Oh, Lightning, what you doing in my office here?
Just cleaning up, Mr. Kingfish. I'm really on my toes this morning.
What do you mean on your toes?
I see the letter on your desk, the Elmira, all ready for mail, and when the postman come by an hour ago, I give it to him.
Here, Lightning. Oh, Conscience. Conscience, is you here?
Yes, George.
I don't know how you feel about it, but I think we're both in for a beating.
Happy little wash day song for a wash that's whiter and brighter than new. Rinso washes, Rinso new. Rinso white,
Whiter than new,
Rinso bright.
brighter than new,
Rinso white, Rinso bright.
Rinso new.
Rinso New. It's true. Rinso, the only soap that contains sodium, gets white clothes whiter and washable colors brighter than new. That statement is certified by United States Testing Company laboratories. Yes, Rinso gets clothes Rinso New because Rinso puts sunshine in your wash, even if you dry it indoors. It's a fact that no other soap gets your wash so white or so bright because no other soap contains the scientific sunlight ingredient solium. Use Rinso for your heaviest wash. You'll see for yourself that Rinso gets out more dirt than any other type of wash day product. And yet Rinso is so safe for your clothes and so kind to your hands. So on wash day, use Rinso and see your wash become whiter, brighter than new.
Rinso white, Rinso bright.
Rinso new.
Happy little wash day song.
Oh, me, I done got this telegram here saying that Mr. Watkins gets in town tomorrow. Look like I done sent my pal Andy to his death. What is that going to do here? Oh, Shorty!
Kingfish, I just had to come over and tell you. The thing I want you to know is I feel it's my duty to... what you got to do is you're going to have to... If you don't, you see, when you...
Now, wait a minute, now, Shorty, now, wait a minute. Now, look here. Now, calm down there, boy. Now, get your wits together. Now, I know you want to say something to me. Now, take it easy. Just what do you want to say?
Hello.
Shorty, if that's all you got to say, get on out here. I'm in big trouble.
That ain't nothing new. What is it this time?
Well, a fella is coming to town to knock off Andy for jilting his sister. And, Shorty, it's all my fault. He's going to knock off Andy, the boy I love, my buddy.
Take it easy, Kingfish.
Shorty, I was on the spot. If I tell Andy the brother is coming to town on purpose, that I done betrayed him, he'll never speak to me again.
Listen, Kingfish, I was just thinking. Maybe you could keep Andy from ever knowing what happened. When this gal's brother gets to town, tell him something happened to Andy. Tell him he passed on.
Hey, yeah, Andy passed on. That might stall him off, and that way, Andy would never be the wiser. Yeah, it's worth a try anyway. I tell you, Shorty, I wish I'd never writ that letter.
Yeah, double-crossing your best friend is bad business. Look what happened when Brutus turned on his friend Julius Caesar. Snuck up behind him, pulled out a big dagger, and plunged it right into Caesar's back. That's when Caesar said them famous words, "Et tu, Brute?"
Yeah, what did that mean?
To the tyrant that a man's frailty is this ignoble deed is you can, when I get, it's Latin for ouch.
Let Mr. Watkins phone from the hotel and say be here at 3 o'clock. 5 minutes after now. If I can just convince him that Andy done passed on, he'll go back home and I'll be in the clear. Hey, wait a minute. I hear Mr. Watkins coming down the hall now. Let me get busy here. Come in, sir. Come in.
Hiya, Kingfish.
Andy, what is you doing here?
Oh, nothing. I just come from a party. They was holding an open house down at the Salvation Army.
Yeah.
I think I'll sit down here and get my feet up on the desk.
Andy, unfeats that desk and get on out of here, will you, please?
Hey, Kingfish, you was acting awful nervous. Something wrong?
Yeah, something wrong. Well, I don't know what you're talking about. No, everything's fine.
Hey, look out the window there, Kingfish. There's somebody coming across the street there. You know that fella kind of...
Say, Andy, look here. All of a sudden, it's getting cold in here. Go down in the cellar and throw a shovel full of coal on the furnace, will you?
What you talking about, Kingfish? We got an oil burner down there.
Well, all right. Then squirt some oil on the thing. Let me help you, Andy. I just want you to go down...
Let go of my arm.
Now, right down the back stairs. See if everything's all right, Andy. Now, get on down there and look over everything. Easy does it.
Wait a minute. Kingfish.
Check the meter while you're down there, Andy. Check everything. Good. Now, I'll bolt the door here. Come in.
I'm looking for George Stevens.
Well, you has the privilege of addressing that gentleman at the present time.
My name is Watkins. I got your letter.
Oh, yes, sir, yes, sir.
Yeah, now you say you know the whereabouts of Andrew Brown?
Yes, sir.
Fine. There's one boy I was looking forward to having a heart-to-heart talk with.
Oh, you want to talk to him? Well, I was afraid that under the circumstances, it's going to be a little difficult. You see, Mr. Watkins, Andy Brown is done gone to his maternal reward.
What?
That's right. The golden chariot done swooped down, gathered up our dear brother, and dumped him in the last corral. I figured that from your ad that you was old friend of the boys, wanted to pay your respects to his remaining remains.
You mean he's deceased? You sure?
Oh, positive, yes, sir. You see, the boy left for Alaska on a fishing trip. And the last letter I wrote to him come back from the post office stamped, dead as a doornail. That was it.
Wait a minute. You sure you ain't trying to shield him or something?
Oh, no, sir, no, sir. Oh, I got all the facts on the thing. It seems that the boy was fishing up there with a group of friends, and he fell out the boat into the icy waters and disappeared from sight.
Good heavens.
They searched for the boy for 2 days. Finally, when one of the men spotted a 6-foot cube of ice floating down the river with a derby on it, they know they had him, you see.
Yeah, you mean he was frozen on a block of ice?
Oh, yes, sir. Frozen stiffer than a box of bird's eye peas. Oh, he was out there. And they done buried him right on the spot there, and it was a touching scene, as I understand. 6 Eskimos with ice tongs acted as pallbearers. Yes, sir, they carried.
Well, I can hardly believe this.
Oh, it's the truth. Andy Brown laying up there 3,000 miles away from here.
Kingfish, let me out of here.
What was that?
What was what?
That voice.
Voice? Voice? I didn't hear no voice.
Let me out.
That is again.
Oh, that voice. Well, I'll explain that to you. Must have had a clinker there. That's what I'll do. Yes, I'll explain it to you. You see, that voice is my pet parrot, that's right. I keep him down in the cellar. Oh, he talk your ear off if you let him up here. He has him for crackers and all that stuff. Now, Mr. Watkins, as I was going to run out here. How you like that? That bird must have got a hold of a stick.
Hey, open the door.
That voice is familiar. I'm going to see about this.
Now, Mr. Watkins, wait a minute. Now, don't. Now, get away from that door, will you?
I'm going to open it.
Listen, Kingfish, what was the idea
Why, I'm sorry.
Mr. Watkins?
Why, it's Andy Brown.
Holy smokes, he's been defrosted.
Now, wait a minute, Mr. Watkins. Wait a minute. Don't do nothing we'd both be sorry for.
No, after all, we're all civilized human beings, and we can recuss this thing on an intelligent basis. Now, my suggestion is...
Shut up, big mouth.
Yeah, so, well, I was just going to agree with whatever you said. That's all I was
Now,
going
look,
to
Brown.
Yeah.
I brought my sister to town with me.
What?
That's right. And she done give up social work for you. And this time you're going through with the wedding, or your pal here is going to be telling that funeral story again. And he ain't going to be kidding. Understand?
Yes, sir.
I expect you to be up at the hotel tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. I'll have the preacher, witness, and you'll be married right then and there.
Yes, sir.
And in the meantime, don't try no funny stuff.
No, sir.
See you tomorrow.
Nice fella.
Listen, Kingfish, this is all your fault.
Well, now, it's too late to holler now, Andy. No matter what happens, tomorrow morning you're going to be in front of a preacher either vertical or horizontal. Now,
This is Ken Niles. Say, if you'd like your wash day to be a certain overwhelming success, be sure to use Rinso with Solium. Rinso gets your wash so bright, whiter, brighter than new. That's right, your white clothes turn out actually whiter than new, and washable colors brighter than new. That statement is certified by the United States Testing Company laboratories. All your wash comes Rinso new, and it's because Rinso, only Rinso, contains the scientific sunlight ingredient Solium. What's more, you can even dry your clothes indoors, and Rinso with amazing Solium puts sunshine in your wash. Use Rinso for your heaviest wash and see for yourself. Today's Rinso gets out more dirt than any other type of wash day product. See your wash turn out whiter, brighter than new. Rinso new. Rinso is so safe for clothes and so kind to your hands. Remember, only one soap. Rinso, get your wash so white or colors so bright. That's because in all the world, only Rinso contains solium. Get Rinso right away.
Kingfish, we gotta act fast here. Florabelle and her brother expect me at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, well, come on, Andy. Let's get see our lawyer Calhoun here.
Excuse me, boys. I was on the phone here. Be with you in a minute. What's that, honey? You say you is 22 years old, got your own car, you's a beauty contest winner, and you say you want to treat me to a lobster dinner, then go to the theater, and then park in your car and do a little smooching. Well, no thanks. Sorry. Yep. So long.
Holy smokes, Calhoun. How come you turned down a deal like that?
I don't like lobster.
Look, Calhoun, I was in an awful spot. A gal's brother is trying to force me to marry her, and I don't want no part of her.
Now, listen, Andy Brown. No man can be forced or intimidated into wedlock against his will. You, as an American citizen, and you have the inalienable right to free choice. Matrimony is a state which must be entered into free of duress, coercion, or pressure whatsoever.
But her brother is carrying a gun.
Boy, get yourself a best man.
Well, Calhoun, there ain't no way Andy can get out of this thing.
No, sir. Only chance he got now is if the gal backs out of the thing.
Oh, listen, Calhoun, with that face of hers, she wouldn't back out on a kangaroo.
Look, Andy, you might be able to convince her that the reason you don't want to marry is for her own good. That you is some kind of desperate character that would make the wrong kind of a husband for her.
Yeah, Andy, if we could get her over to Large Heart Alone, then me and you could give her some kind of story that would kill the whole thing.
Yeah, now we're getting someplace. We'll do it. Calhoun, you is a great lawyer, all right.
Well, I gotta be. I got a tough case coming up. The DA is trying to frame one of my clients.
He is, huh?
Yeah, just cause one of my clients' horses won a race, he claims that the horse was stimulated. Imagine that, just cause he won the race.
Yeah, well, what gave him the idea the horse had been stimulated?
I don't know. Maybe it was because he only got 3 legs.
Oh, me. Kingfish, I hope this thing works. It's my last chance.
Well, Hey, wait a minute, Andy. I hear thunder.
No, Kingfish. That's Florabelle clopping down the hall. All 250 pounds of her. Kingfish, I dread having to look at that face.
Oh, Andy, you must be exaggerating. Nobody could be that ugly. I bet you $5 that she ain't half as bad as you say she is.
Well, Andy, here I is.
How you want it, Andy, in singles?
Andy, you said you wanted to see me about something important.
Yeah, well, first let me introduce my lifelong friend, George Stevens.
How do you do?
Well, it's a pleasure to meet a girl so charming and, yeah.
The first thing I want you to know, Florabelle, is that I is crazy about you. You is the sun, the moon, the planets, and the stars to me.
Oh, Andy, you really mean that?
Yeah, and you was the boy's Big Dipper, all right.
But, Andy, if you loved me so much, why did you run away from me? Why did you try to get out of marrying me?
Florabelle, my sweet, I just ain't worthy of you. You see, there's another side to me that you don't know. I has got a crimson past. I feel I must tell you this before we go through with the wedding. Your Prince Charming is done served time in the clink.
You mean the penitentiary?
Yeah.
Oh, well, Andy, this is a shock to me. But I wouldn't hold it against you just because you once happened to stray from the straight and narrow.
Straight from it. The boy been zigzagging off and on the thing since he was 9 years old. He been in San Quinine, Dana, Moron, Alka-Seltzer, all them big prisons.
Why, Andy, you must have done terrible things. What did you do?
Well, you tell her what I done, Kingfish. Whatever it was, I sure ashamed of it.
Well, he started out as a juvenile delinquent. At the age of 12, he joined the Boy Scouts. He become an expert at tying knots. The next thing he done was to tie up the scoutmaster and held him a $1,500 ransom.
Oh, my.
Then he resigned from the Boy Scouts, took the money, bought a Tommy gun, joined the Detroit Purple Gang. You can fill in the details there, and tell her a few things.
Yeah. Florabelle, I just don't think you'd be happy married to a crook like me.
Yeah, suppose after you was married, and you're sitting around the house and some of the gals dropped over for a bridge game. One of them would be telling you that her husband got a raise. Another one just saying that her husband just got promoted. How's you gonna feel when the best thing you can say is my old man just got out of sanitary this morning?
Oh, Andy, this is terrible. You're a criminal. Why, I had no idea.
Oh, Andy, I'm just too upset to talk now. I'm going back to my hotel.
Yeah, well, there she go, Andy.
Oh, yeah, that criminal stuff really done a trick.
Yeah, that was the straw that broke that rhinoceros's back.
Yeah, come on, Amos. Walk up to my place with me here. Boy, I is really a happy man today.
Yeah, you sure was lucky getting out of that mess with Florbell. She going back home, huh?
Yeah, I got this letter from her this morning. Get a load of this, Amos. And this right here is the reporting part. It says here, now, Andy, that I has found out about your criminal record, I has decided to put thoughts of marriage off forever. Instead, I'm going to devote the rest of my life to helping people and doing social work. So you see there, Amos, I is off the hook.
Yeah, well, you sure come close to being married man if ever I seen one.
You said it. I was lucky, all right. I done become a grass widower without ever having to put a lawn in. Well, I'm going to get on in the house here. See you later, Amos.
Yeah, so long, Andy.
Andy?
Florbell, what you doing here?
Well, Andy, as long as I'm going to devote my life to social work and helping others, I've decided that the best way to do it is to marry you and reform you.
Andy, some women are smarter than men.
Yeah, I found that out.
Yeah, so many women are smart that more women use Rinso than any other wash day soap.
That's right, Amos. All over the world, more women use Rinso. Rinso with remarkable solium actually gets your clothes whiter and colors brighter than new. Yes, Rinso new. Rinso gets out more dirt than any other type of wash day product. Ask for the economical giant-size Rinso, the only soap that contains solium.
See you next Sunday.
Shortening. Spry is homogenized.
Homogenized?
Homogenized. Spry is homogenized.
Better use the Spry.
All Spry in the blue gingham can is homogenized. It costs no more. Best for all you bake and fry. Spry is homogenized.
Better use Spry.
Be sure to be with us next Sunday at the same time when Lever Brothers Company, the makers of Rinso with Solium, will again present the Amos and Andy Show, which is written by Joe Conley, Bob Mosier, and Bob Ross. Stay tuned for the Edgar Berg and Charlie McCarthy program, which follows immediately over most of these stations. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.